So, hello everyone. Hope you can hear me with the wind. I'm pretending to be naturally walking towards the camera, while in fact I just set it up there, so and all of us know it. I'm climbing up that hill to talk to you again. I of course have to make a close-up of my feet so that you understand that I am walking. And then of course I'll make a really wide shot so you can see me climbing up this very steep hill. Well, in fact, I just had to run down and climb it twice just to set the camera. Yeah, let me take a cinematic break. It is quite cinematic, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of horses right there. Let me show you. Oi! The horses in question. Now I'll have to climb all the way up this mountain, this rocky with rocks, just to have to get down to pick up the camera. God. Sure. I'll do it just for you guys. It's quite pretty. Okay, I don't know if it's that cinematic for you as it is for me, but this is beautiful, man. I swear this is my 10th time of trying to set up the shot. My... Oops. Should I put it closer? Should I put it here? So, this is what you're gonna get. I'll be all yogi. This feels so vulnerable because I haven't done it in... Well, the last time I've done it was like 3 months ago, but I haven't posted that video. And I feel like I really want to post this one, so it feels extremely vulnerable. I just want to preface by saying that I feel like my videos are actually kind of never going to provide answers, and they will always just ponder more questions. And as much as I try to be prepared and research things, I usually don't do it for some reason. I have a lot of resistance towards preparing for the videos extensively, and I want this to be an open conversation with myself first of all, because camera is always a mediator, and with you, and I want to not be scared of showing you the process of how my thoughts are developing in this video, instead of coming up with a thesis and a polished opinion and a polished result. Can you ever feel enough, man? Can you ever feel enough? I don't know. I've been going through a bit of a crisis because I feel like I'm always going through a bit of a crisis in my 20s, because there are so many versions of life I could live, and I have so many friends who are living such different lives as probably all the people in their 20s. I sort of want to start by questioning this phrasing even. Can you ever be enough? And I wanted to start with you. What is you? Who are you? Who am I? I have been trying to keep the definition of who I am very broad and shape-shifting and changing. Of course, there are certain tendencies that I cannot deny. But overall, I think the concept of a stable self has been not helpful to me recently. And it's sort of really liberating to think of yourself as shifting, changing. And it is frustrating sometimes when you get reminded of the patterns that you have, and beliefs that keep coming up to you, and then you get reminded that there might be some stable self in the form of your trauma that keeps coming back to you. But I think keeping my image of self more flexible and unstable, and trying to be curious every time in any new situation or any difficult emotion or interaction with people that I have, and try to remain flexible of who I am. There are horses running. I hope they're not running towards me. No? Oh, it's kind of beautiful. I don't want to change the angle of my camera because I've been setting up for so long. Anyway, what I want to say is that maybe there is no you. Maybe there is no you. Maybe there is no self. Maybe we're constantly changing and constantly shifting, and our behavior is super situational and depends on who's around us and where we are and what part of cycle we are in, what weather it's outside, what climate we live in right now. So I think that is a first point in questioning even the statement, can I ever be enough? Right, so my camera switched off. And maybe that part when the horses ran, I think that was a sign from the universe for me to look at the camera and to change it, and that there is no memory. I maybe recorded for like 15-20 more minutes. I will repeat it. I will not give up, guys. So I was talking about the concept of enoughness. The second sort of difficulty in this framing is the word enough, because the word enough requires for there to be a standard. It's like enough against what, compared to what. And I feel like we get these millions of versions of what that standard is, from family, from friends, from society, from media, and they converge. But for people with complex identities, like most of you watching, they're probably also very different. And it's very difficult to find the middle ground of where do you stand and where do you find. And these words of Alan Watts come to my mind. So I've been doing this meditation when I was when I was like 13 or something, about success. And he kept saying that there is no objective success in this life, that we have to define it for ourselves and then pursue it, and prove to ourselves that we can achieve whatever our success means to us. And sort of maybe it's similar with enough, right? That we need to define it by ourselves and then try to pursue it. But then the question comes with this constant pursuing, right? I don't like the idea that we need to prove something to anyone, to pursue something, to get better. And I think this is sort of the crux of this question of can you ever be enough? Because on one hand, I sort of believe that we just are, and it is enjoyable to just be. And in these moments when I'm in nature and I'm looking at this insane scenery, right? This, let me show you. This, hello. I just feel, I feel enough. Like not enough. I feel that I just am. Together with these rocks, together with this grass, together with these horses, and with the sun, and I just am. I'm in my physical being. I feel my body. I feel my emotions. I feel my breath, and it's enough. Like there is no standard that I am set against. I am just existing in this system, in this natural system, and it's good, it's great. And there are moments when I can feel that way, and ideally I would want to feel that way always, but it's kind of difficult to keep feeling that way when you live in a city, and when you have to do a 9 to 5, or you have to earn money, when you still are always compared to some kind of standard. There are baby horses running around the field. It's so beautiful. On the other side of this problem, of this conflict that I have in me, comes ambition, goals, wanting to become something, right? One time I remember my friend Shenhan said this beautiful thing, a thing that stayed with me for a long time. She said that it's boring to live without ambition, to live without goals, to live without challenges. And I agree with that a lot, because I think a lot of human nature, at least for me, and a lot of fun from life comes from overcoming, comes from challenging yourself, especially in like learning new skills, when you challenge yourself to learn something and then you start grasping it, and that's like the best feeling in the world. It is a lot about the process and about becoming. I feel like there's this battle within me. Should I just try to always be with myself, just be chill and let life unfold in front of me, or try to be more thoughtful or more decisive about where I'm going, and try to set goals and ambitions and try to challenge myself in that way? And I think another problem that comes with ambitions and goals is that very often, unfortunately, maybe because of my unstable self-worth, and just sort of general insecurity sometimes, when I am bad at the things I'm trying to achieve, when they're like not working, I become sad. I become unhappy. I become unstable. And I think ideally I would want to have this like unchangeable sense of self and sense of enoughness and just being, and always be able to return to my senses and to myself, while at the same time putting little challenges in my life, like making my life better. Not always trying to adjust my response to life, but sometimes actually trying to change life and sort of trying to find the balance between these two. That's a very difficult pursuit, maybe a lifelong pursuit at that. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, so I think it's like extremely important for all of us to re-examine where our idea of enoughness comes from, and that is a really difficult task because some of these things have been told to us, have been brought to us, these standards, right, have been told to us for a very long time, and from authorities, from figures that raised us, from figures that we admired, we respected. And it's really difficult sometimes to question, especially when you are still in that system, when you're still in that family or in that country, and you have to go against the majority set of beliefs, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's necessary, because if we keep comparing ourselves to the standard of enoughness that has been told to us, we're never going to feel enough. First of all, because we haven't decided on that standard. And second of all, I feel like it's a goal that you just can never reach. It's forever, like, it forever moves away from you. For me personally, I would like to set a standard of enoughness very low. As in something, I don't know, I've actually never thought about what would be that. Something about kindness, I feel like. Something about being kind to myself, first of all, and being forgiving towards who I am and what I do. And then I'm enough. Maybe sometimes that is also a high standard. Sometimes it's just very difficult to be kind to yourself. These are very important questions that I want to keep asking. And I'm sorry if this just made you annoyed or frustrated or just have more questions. But I think I like YouTube and I like this channel, and I want to come back to it despite the resistance that I feel right now, because I don't think this is good content, is the chance for conversation. And I really want to hear what your opinions are on the sense of enoughness. How do you define your enoughness? What is enough? Is it even a worthy pursuit at all? Or should we try to reach that state of I just am. I just am, and that is enough. And I'm sure there are a lot of different perspectives in psychology and philosophy and different religions and philosophies that have thought a lot about it. But I am not educated enough to tell you about them. So I would like to open this conversation. And I have a lot of resistance towards posting this video, but I will, because I feel called to it. And I want to think more about this. And I think what I value about making these videos is that I question things and I research and I ask and I think about them. And it's really difficult in whatever adult life to keep learning, keep learning about the world and keep asking and keep actively thinking. And I want the camera or iPhone right now to be that mediator for me, at least, to be therapeutic, as I said in the beginning, for me to develop that thought. And I'm not afraid to show you this process. Although it's probably going to get like 20 likes, and I will appreciate them. Each and every one of you, my dear friends. Yeah, I feel like it would be interesting to probably break this down from communist perspective too. And from like Buddhist perspective. But I don't know enough. So maybe I should have looked into it. Maybe you guys, one of you does. It is beautiful. Let me show you the horses. They're not running around anymore. Horsies. Hello. Beautiful.